Yo, 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 what up? What up? What up? What is up with everybody? How is everybody doing this evening? Welcome to the So What You Saying podcast. I am your host, Willie Will. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's had a wonderful week. It is Friday, July, excuse me, January 20th. Shit, as cold as it is, I wish it was July. But it is Friday, January 20th. We are back. I want to thank all those who are going to watch, listen, or who are watching and who will listen later on. So, how's everybody doing today? I have had a very interesting week. Work is work, as always. And people don't understand that we have lives and we have things we want to do. And so, as always, work catches you. And you got to, you got to do what you got to do because you got to make sure you get that money to pay them bills. You know what I'm saying? And bills is not gonna pay themselves, and Mr. Light, Mr. Gas, Mr. Rent is not going to stop coming just because you want to do what you want to do. I wish it did work that way, and I think there are some people that I know that also wish it would work that way, but it won't. So therefore, this is how we got to do it. So once again, I want to thank you guys, those who are watching and those who will watch, those who will join me later, and will listen to the podcast. So before I get into what we're going to talk about today, of course, I got to let you know where you can listen and find me and all other good stuff. So if you tune your eyes or your ears to this right here, you can email me at sowwhatyousaying5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. Email me with anything. Sometimes, I want to hear from you guys, and I would love to read your emails on the air. You can also find me on Facebook at So What You're Saying, Instagram at So What You're Saying, So What You're Saying on Twitch. Please, let's get this Twitch popping. So, we can start really, getting into households and being household names. But if all else fails, if you need to find me, go to my link tree. As you see, it's So What You're Saying, as always. So what's up, everybody? Like I said, I had an interesting week. I got a lot of things going on, especially with work. And you would think when it gets cold, or when it's colder, people would want to stay outside, stay in their houses, not come and be outside. Nah, nah, nah. People want to be outside, so it makes work kind of busy. But it is what it is, and hey, I need my job right now to make sure I can pay my bills in my household and take care of my mini me. So today, what are we going to discuss? Well, we're going to discuss some things. I seen some memes and thought that would be something good to discuss. Give my thoughts on some of the captioners on the memes and laugh at a couple of them, and talk about a couple of them because there are a couple of them that I am going to get into a little more deep details. Also, as you know, I give my Get the Fuck Out of Here award every week. This will coincide with the review of the infamous, I admit it, quick put up, long taken down R. Kelly album. I did listen to it, and I will give you my thoughts and, my prayers on that album. Of course, I will pray for all of the families of the victims of R. Kelly. Um, I will, you know, pray for R. Kelly himself because R. Kelly, needs help. He definitely needs help. I ain't mad. I know that we all go through stuff, but I will not get mad at him. I will, make sure, I pray for the man, and hopefully, he gets the help that he needs. And that's all I can say about that. But I will get into a review of the R. Kelly album, because regardless of what, I like good music. Granted, again, the way he, the things that he did, I will never condone. But good music is good music, no matter what you want to talk about. Because because what I'm about to go across is this: everybody is, vilifying R. Kelly, and rightly so. Rightly so. Don't get it twisted. I think he did what he did. The evidence proves it. He's gonna go away for pretty much the rest of his natural born life, about to do 30 years, and he's probably gonna have more time adding on to that. But so he's never gonna see. He's never come home. But what I want to do on the flip side is this: I don't see the same kind of vitriol towards Young Thug, the whole YSL clique. Because don't get me wrong, there are two different things. One guy was hurting underage kids, which I don't condone, and one guy was in a gang murdering people, taking lives, which I don't condone. But let me ask you this: what the only difference between what R. Kelly did and what Young Thug, let me just say, supposedly or reportedly did or allegedly did, is the type of crime that they did. Because at the end of the day, they're both crimes. Sorry to tell you, they're both crimes. So my thing is, okay, they're both crimes. They both did the same. They both did wrong. So why is it that one man is getting his heart torn out and another man isn't? There's no. This is the one thing I hate about the media, social media, and things of that nature, and even cable A&E and all these channels. I don't know. Or Lifetime, I think, is the channel that did the surviving R. Kelly thing. Okay, no problem. Not begrudging you that he did what he did. These people say he did it. A court of law said he did it. A jury of 12 of his peers said he did it. He did it. I wasn't there, so I can only go by what I know. But why is it that there was so much coverage of this R. Kelly thing, and there's no coverage of this whole Young Thug YSL thing? Why? They both did crimes. They both did wrong. They both were hurting our people. But yet, R. Kelly's going to go away and be stabbed and probably hurt while he's in jail. And Young Thug is just walking around like ain't nothing happened. Walking around in jail like ain't nothing happened. This is what we're going to have to decide as people and as a community. If it's wrong, it's wrong. No matter what. If he did wrong, he should be treated the same as whether he uh, whether he sold 10 kilos of coke or whether he hurt some little kids. Wrong is wrong, no matter what. And I don't like that people are vilifying R. Kelly and not doing the same thing for Young Thug. Now we will find out whether he did it, whether he did what he did or not, because the jury he's gonna have his day in court. My other thing with that is, why is it that people don't understand that? Yeah, okay, no problem. He did what he did. Hold on one sec, because this will allow me to relax. There we go. He did what he did. There we go. Okay, that's much better. So, back to what I was saying. He did what he did. R. Kelly, I want people to understand, I am not saying R. Kelly should not go to jail. I'm not saying he shouldn't, there should be any consequences to what he did. I'm not saying any of that. There we go. What I am saying is, have the same type of energy when it's anything else. I don't want nobody to hurt my daughter. I have a 15-year-old daughter. Yes, I want my daughter to be safe, secure, and sound. And I want my daughter to be able to go in life and do the things she wants to and not worry about pedophiles like R. Kelly. But my problem is, please, if you're going to have that kind of energy for him, have that same kind of energy for Young Thug. Because no matter what anybody says, wrong is wrong, and they both did wrong. They both did wrong. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They both did wrong, and they both should be vilified for it, no matter what. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm asking is have the same energy for Young Thug and everybody in this YSL shit that you're having, that you had for R. Kelly. That's all I'm saying with this. Hold on one second. Okay, now let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had got to get comfortable when I'm doing things like this. All right, so that's my takeaway from that's what and I will get into anything else I've got to say at the end. So, with that being said, let's move on to memes and stories of the week. So let's start with this first one. If you talk to a man instead of ordering him around, you'll get a totally different version of that man. Now, I'm going to say this. This is 100% correct. We are not pets. We're human beings with feelings and emotions. Now, this works both ways because I feel like I've seen situations where there's been dudes ordering around females or trying to, because as you'll see in a meme later on, that's a no. Anyway, so you can't think that giving us orders like we're in the Navy or we're in the Army or something is going to get you what you want. Understand something. Any real man is going to want to see his significant other happy. But he's not going to make you happy and you're making him miserable. I think people get that twisted. Everybody's supposed to be happy with themselves, and everybody's supposed to be happy with the person that they decide to be with. But you should also understand that if that's the person you chose to be with and that's your significant other and you love them to death the way you say you do, then there should be no reason why you're running around here basically giving orders like you're the captain. This ain't Captain Phillips. This is not the Army. This is a relationship. I'm not your pet. You're not my pet. Talk to me like a human being, and we will both be able to get along. Start talking to me like you're giving me orders, that's when shit starts going south. That's all I'm saying. And this is true. Talk to a man instead of ordering him around, you're going to get a different version of that man. On to the next one. Sources says Tory Lanez regrets not testifying during his felony trial. Okay, so let's get into this right quick. I kind of left Tory and Megan, I believe, off my worst of 2022 list. They should have been an honorable mention. I forgot all about it. But this is how let me tell you what my feelings about the whole thing is before I tell you my feelings about this. So, first, before anybody starts to bash me or want to cancel me or anything like that, let me make this perfectly clear. Megan was not an angel in all this. Because as the trial went along, you start to find out that not only was she not only was she, that they were like she drinks like a sailor, which she probably does, which is not wrong. You're sleeping with the man, but you're not in a relationship with the man. So your, I guess, best friend, whoever it was, starts sleeping with him, and you get upset about that. And then he's probably trying to fuck Kylie Jenner, whose party they were at, and you being a hater. Wait a minute. Like, how could you get upset at this man that's doing his thing? He's a young man. But that's not your man. Y'all never said there's a relationship between y'all. He's already obviously giving your friend the dick. Come on, like, you're not an angel in all this. Don't get me wrong. What happened to you should not have happened to you. That's no right for anybody to pull a weapon and shoot anybody. But people need to hold their horses and realize that, hey, she can't be completely absolved in this because she was not an angel in all this. Secondly, the young lady that was Megan's friend, you're not really a friend, because if you knew she was fucking him, why'd you start fucking him? But that's just me, but it's the truth. But let's now go on to what I think about the trial and why I think no matter what, you testifying, you not testifying, it would have made no hell of a difference. First of all, that trial played out like a hood soap opera. Second of all, I do think there should have been maybe a mistrial because there was too many conflicting things going on. And Tory didn't help himself calling that young lady from jail. But last but not least, like, okay, he didn't have no wins. So he's a black man, not from here in the United States, and you shot a black woman or allegedly shot a black woman in her, whether it was in her foot. Like, come on, bro. And then you already was holding an unlicensed weapon. You know, hey, they was out to get you, bro. And you're black. You got the wrong skin complexion, bro. So you ain't had no wins. So to me, if you testified, you might have hurt yourself more than you helped yourself. Because like I said, regardless of what, you was in no way, shape, or form going to win this trial. Now, you're probably going to have an appeal. You're probably going to need a lot of help. But A woman was shot in her foot. They say you did it. They believe you did it. And as a black man, it's like, you ain't got no wins, bro. Unless you have some type of proof that you did not do it, bro. Do your little bit of time, because you're not gonna win your appeal. Sorry. Do your little bit of time. You're gonna get deported back to Canada. Go back to Canada. Go back to Canada. Go make your music, because you are an international star. You're not gonna be able to. You may be able to tour here. They may give you a work visa where you can come in, do shows. You may be able to tour overseas, but you're not really gonna be able to stay here, bro. But this is what happens. So this is why I'm saying he needs to realize that he wasn't gonna win this. Just take your L and go home. That's all. So to me, testifying at your trial wasn't the best thing, because what are you gonna, what sympathy are they gonna have? You shot a woman, like that's all they hear. You shot a woman. So, it is what it is. That's all I can say. But I feel sorry for him, because there's some things about that trial that didn't add up. I don't want to go into it because I don't have the information. It's not like I have trial transcripts or something like that. Anything of that nature. So, like I said, I didn't like what he did. I didn't like that he did what he did, or whether he did what he did or he didn't do what he didn't do. But again, it is what it is. Moving on. Social media is cutting up after Shakira reportedly found out her ex was cheating after noticing someone had ate her strawberry jam. Do you know this is the craziest shit ever? First of all, if this is true, get a swig of water. Yep, got to have my agua, my H2O, everybody. So let me say this. If this is true, and he was cheating and he ate the girl he was cheating with ate the strawberry jam, you's about the dumbest motherfucker ever. About the dumbest. I mean, really? You let the woman, your side chick, eat your main chick shit, and don't think that she not gonna find that shit out? You got to be about the dumbest motherfucker ever. If this is true. If this is true. You got to be about the dumbest motherfucker ever. Because, men, just a note to put you on, women examine everything. You may be thinking you getting over, but believe you me, they're like fucking detectives. They examine everything. Everything. Hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. You see, the one thing that never stops is me being a dad. So, hello, child. How can I help you?
I was just calling to see what you're doing.
Dad is doing his podcast, and everybody can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone.
Everybody's saying hi back to you, child. Is there something that you wanted?
Yes.
What is it that you want, my child?
You want to buy me a SIM pack?
You see, ladies and gentlemen, as a parent, this is what I have to go through every day. It's either I'm hungry or I need a Sims pack. You see, this is what I got to deal with. And
What do you want to buy me the Sims pack?
how much is the Sims pack? Mm-hmm.
Like $20.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be about 10, 15, $20. It is what it is.
I'm gonna call you to get it after I finish walking the dog, though.
I will talk to you about it when I'm finished. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's 2 weeks in a row. My child called and wanted something. The first week was, it was a little emotional. The second week, this is the second week in a row, but this time, that's my child talking about she wants something. Life of a parent. Anyway, back to Shakira and her ex. Again, really, this is what the fuck you was doing. You were cheating, and you let your side chick eat your main chick shit. I mean, what, really? Like, really? Oh man, like really? Hold up, one sec. I gotta load this up, cause, yo, I can't believe that's what he was doing. Yo, word up. Shakira's ex-man, this is what you get, bruh. Get the fuck out of here! I mean, for real, you got to get that. Now, I'm going to say this about the whole thing. Shakira, I mean, could it be possible you ate your own strawberry jam? It could be possible. That very much could be possible. But if her ex-man was let his side chick eat his main chick's strawberry jam, you was about the dumbest motherfucker on the face of this earth. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That is all I am saying. Okay, so moving on. Hold up. It will not move for me. Mm-hmm. Wait, hold up. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, so let's just go back. Why would anyway? My computer is crazy. So it went way back, then it comes back. Okay, so Derek Chauvin wants to appeal his conviction in the George Floyd murder, and he argues he wasn't given a fair trial. Motherfucker, okay, you weren't given a fair trial. Can I ask you a question? Where you gonna get a fair trial at? A fair trial at? You had your knee on this dude's neck for 9 minutes. You think that's why they convicted you? Do you think? Oh my God. Hold up. This is one of these moments. Get the fuck out of here. You got to get the fuck out of here with that. Because, bruh, all I'm saying is, bruh, there's no way you're going to get another trial. And if any judge grants his appeal, you's about the dumbest motherfucker ever. The dude had his knee on the guy's neck for 9 minutes. It has been proven that is how he died. No fentanyl did it, none of that. You are a murderer. You deserve to go to jail. Point blank, period. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Prayers up to Wale. In a post, he put, I lost my grandfather today. He made it to 103. I've been staying low lately and letting God talk to me. I'ma smile as much as I can today. Embrace your family. None of this means anything without them. Rest now, Oga, a true Ondo State legend. First, let me say prayers up to Wale. I know what it feels like to lose somebody you love that close to you. Me losing my grandmother and my great-grandmother, so I already know I kind of know what he's feeling and what he's going through. So for this, all I'm going to say is he's right. You know, embrace your family. Love your family. Because something that a preacher said to the congregation at a funeral I was at. On your tombstone is the day you lived, the day you died, and there's a dash in between it. That represents the length of the life that you live. Life is but a blink of an eye. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. So I want people to, with all this hateration, all this stuff going on, I want people to, embrace the people that they love the most, so that they love you, and they know that you're there for them. So once again, prayers up to my man Wale. Sorry for your loss, bro. Now this one, all right. I had to kind of scratch my head for this. Okay, so the Shade Room reactions, P. Diddy trends after Young Miami reveals her interest in golden showers. Okay, so first off, why do people do this shit? Why do stars do this? Excuse me. Why do you do this? Why do you put things out like that? Your pertinence to your interest in letting a nigga pee on you is none of anybody's fucking business. None of nobody's business. That is your sexual life. That's what you do in the bedroom behind closed doors. Who the fuck wants to know you're interested in letting a nigga pee on you? I mean, what? I mean, this shit like that should only be between you and whoever you fucking. And this is what I'm confused. And this is one of the things I don't like about social media. But I will get into that after I get through these stories. But really, all right, this is what this is what you doing? Okay, this is what we doing? Okay, all right. So this story is about DJ Mustard and his ex-wife seeking $80K a month in child support for their 3 kids. They dated for 11 years before they got married. They met at 19. Both had no money. He filed for divorce after 18 months, and she signed a prenup. Mustard's income was reported at $10 million in 2020. Okay. So first, $80K a month in child support for their 3 kids. So that breaks down $80K. hold on. Let me make sure I do the math correctly. You have 3 kids, so that's 80,000, and you're going to divide that between 3 kids. So each kid gets $26,667.66. Oh, it's $2,666.67. Now, I'm going to do some math. It's 26,000, excuse me. Which breaks down over a year to $320,000. Okay. First, let me say this. $80,000 a month. Those kids, depending on how old those kids are, they're not even going to see that $80,000. I don't know this situation, but it doesn't look good. But I will say this, because I don't like this. Yes, you should take care of your kids. Take care of your children. Dudes, take care of your kids. I do not disagree with the fact that kids need to be taken care of. But this is what where I kind of divulge with this. Depending on how old the kids, what do they need for $80,000 a month? $80,000 a month. What do they need? What exactly do you need to get them $80,000 a month? Now, I know what you're gonna say. Oh, well, it could be used to pay their rent and lights and all this other stuff. Okay. So then, why not say, you know what? Have him cover the expenses for where they live. Have them pay for their school, their health insurance. But why you need $80,000 a month? And I've been through a child support thing. I won't get into the logistics of that, but I have been through something like that. And to me, it's like if he's already taking care, it's one thing if he's not taking care of the kids to hit him in the head. But if he's taking care of his kids already, what do you need $80,000 a month for? And another thing I don't like about this system is this. If you make a lot of money, they're going to take a lot of money. Because they feel like whatever life that they feel like you gave the kids a lifestyle. You don't know what the hell this nigga was doing. And then on top of that, if I'm mustard to kind of avoid this, I would get joint custody of my kids. Now, again, if he's not taking care of the kids, hit him in the head. But if he's already taking care of his kids, then what do you need $80,000 a month? If he's providing the health insurance, if he's paying for the expenses of where you guys live, why in the hell do you need $80,000 a month? And judges that decide stuff like this is my question. If he can prove that he's taking care of his kids, why not say, okay, pay the rent for where they live right at this current moment. If she decides to move, then that's on her. Make sure that if they go to private school, make sure their private school tuition is taken care of. And then maybe give her $10,000 a month. That's $30,000 a month, $10,000 for each kid. What's wrong with that? If anybody has a problem with it or has a different way of seeing it than I do, you know where to find me. So What You're Saying 5, that's SOWTUSAYIN 5 @gmail.com. gmail.com. I will read your email and I will respond, and I may even read it on the air. But if you have a problem with the way I feel about it, you know how to find me. Now, this one, I believe 100%. Always get your, it says wife, but I'm going to say significant other. Always get your significant other a snack at the gas station. If you think to yourself, maybe she doesn't want a snack, I'm telling you, you're wrong. Just get the woman a snack. Now, I agree with this 100% because for some reason, and I know fellas will back me up on this, for some reason, women like to eat our shit. And they'll say, oh, yours looks better than mine. We've got the same exact. If I have a chocolate chip cookie and you have a chocolate chip cookie, the same exact chocolate chip cookie from the same exact place, the same exact time, they will find a way to say, your cookie looks better than mine, so I want a piece of your cookie. But this is the truth. This is 100% the truth. Women, you guys eat our shit. Sometimes we like it. Sometimes we want to share. Sometimes we don't. Y'all got to stop doing that. Y'all got to stop doing that. That's not fair. Because we don't eat your shit. That's all I'm saying. Now, I found this interesting, and this made it, I'm going to go through with this. A tiger's tongue is so strong that it can remove paint from walls and help to remove skin from the flesh of its prey. His tongue has been classified as the second most dangerous tongue after the tongue of a woman. I don't see anything wrong with that. Women, I'm going to say this. Y'all don't know, when y'all get upset, y'all don't know how to turn down. Instead of turning down, y'all turn all the way the fuck up to 900 degrees when the situation could be dealt with in no time. But the tongue of a woman, oh, that's a fucking dangerous thing. Dangerous thing. In more ways than one anyway. It's a dangerous fucking thing. So just keep that in mind, gentlemen. When you're dealing with a lady, remember, her tongue is stronger than that of a tiger's. That's all I'm saying. This one should be inspirational to everybody. Your happiness depends on your happenings. Get up and choose your vibe before a vibe chooses you. Say amen. And this is true. Don't let the wrong vibe choose you, and that can leave you in a bad spot or leave you feeling in a bad way. Choose the vibe that you want so that you can get the outcome that you want. Long story short, that's what it is. Me annoying him as soon as he wakes up. Ladies, can I ask y'all a question? Why do y'all think it's cool when we just open our eyes, we still got the crust in it, we still got morning breath, we haven't brushed our teeth, you know, we haven't done any morning stuff that you should do when you get up. And you think it's cool to annoy us the first thing in the morning. That's not cool. Let us get up. Let us get ready for our day. Let's have a bowl of cereal or something before you start the bullshit. Y'all don't even let us do that. We crack our eyes open and y'all are ready to go. Ready to go. All I'm saying. Could you let a brother get a half an hour before you start the bullshit? That's all I'm saying. When you got comfortable in bed but forgot to pee. That is true. Because that shit pisses me off all the time. Like, I get into bed, I'm getting ready to lay down, get ready to get under the blanket or whatever, and call it a night, and what happens? Oh shit, I gotta get up and pee. So now I gotta go to the bathroom and get back in the bed and get comfortable again. When I was already comfortable the first time, only because I forgot to fucking go to the bathroom. Yeah, that should be annoying. That should be definitely be annoying. I ain't gonna lie. Every marriage has one person who throws things out and a garbage loving chaos goblin who says, but I was saving that. Okay. I don't see any lies detected here. Anybody feel any different? You know where to find me. But I don't see any lies here. I don't see any lies detected in this shit here. Yeah, this is the truth. No lies detected. Once you start calling her baby in the relationship, you can never call her by her birth name again. All of a sudden, that's an insult. Okay, I, I need to ask this question. We all have human names. We all have names we were born with. And what I want to know is, why is it like an insult? Because I believe this 100%. Why is it an insult when you call her? We call you by your name. You should know something is up if we do that. But y'all be feeling insulted? Like, really? Somebody tell me what the deal is with all that. That's all I'm saying. Just tell me what the deal is. It's tax refund season. I know you're missing the beach, but you're missing a tooth and all the tread on your tires too. So let's make smart decisions this year. Okay, so I put this up here for a particular purpose, and I'm going to get into that right now. Let me grab this, and I'm going to tell you exactly. Okay, so this is the deal. It is tax season. And most of the time, you're going to see on Facebook, Instagram, Snap, whatever, you know, especially women with kids balling out with their tax money. All I want to say is this: you can ball out all you want after you take care of your responsibilities. See, I watch people ball out with this tax money, and then a month later, I need $20. Instead of you ball out with instead of taking care of your business, invest in some of that money somewhere so that if you need the money, you have the money. But of course, y'all don't. Y'all ball out. Y'all want to go to Miami. You want to get the BBL. You want to get them nails done, their hair done. Yet your kids is walking around in skips. Make smart decisions, people. Please. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. 3LW's Kylie Williams admits to B2K running a train on her. Another one of those moments where I'm trying to figure out what the fuck? And this will lead me to my discussion, my thing with social media. Ladies and gentlemen, social media is a good thing. Social media can be a bad thing. But this is the reason why I think people need to understand that people need to understand in 2023, it's not that important. Social media is no longer that important. My thing is, okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is why people feel a need to do stuff like that. Why people feel the need to tell their personal business. Now, if she felt like she needed to say that to get it off her chest so she can move on, I can care less. But my thing is that nobody should know that. That's nobody's fucking business. Okay, you did whole shit. I think everybody, at some point did whole shit. But I'm trying to figure out is why you felt the need to put that out in the public eye. Why? Why you felt the need to put that out in the public eye? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, was that important? Was it that important enough to you that you needed to let everybody know that you let 3 niggas run a train on you? It was that important? You had to get that off your chest so much that you just couldn't hold it in no more? I'm not I'm not I'm really not understanding the jits of all this. Your personal reason for telling the whole world that you let 3 niggas run a train on you. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you was doing whole shit at the time, you did whole shit. But that's not for everybody to know. And in this day and age of social media, where everybody needs to know everything, y'all be tripping, telling everybody your fucking business. Tripping 100%. You don't tell everybody your business because it's not everybody's business to know. That's my problem. Social media has made it so that everybody knows everybody's business. Everybody should not know everybody's business. I should not know that you sucked this nigga dick last night. I should not know that you like to get peed on. I shouldn't know that you like niggas nutting on your food before you eat it. I shouldn't know these things. That's your personal life. That's why you should keep it that way. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I have to get used to the new day and age. But I'm not really feeling people putting their whole life on display in social media. And I'm not with places like TMZ just getting into everybody's life. But again, that's just me. Okay, so for the last thing, and I want everybody to rock with me on this. And again, I am happy that I'm happy to say that more people are watching, no, more people are listening. Now we just need to get the viewers up so that we can move on to the other platforms, become bigger on the other platforms. But now let's go to the last thing I have on this list. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now I have called it up. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to I am going to um, give you an honest review of this right here. Yes, R. Kelly, I admit it. Now I'm only playing a little clip of it because they will with the copyrights and all that other stuff, and I'm not really going to be pumping up this man's music like that. But let me first say this: I'm a connoisseur of good music, and the album opens up with a couple of bangers, couple of typical R. Kelly joints, for the steppers and all that other good stuff. I want people to understand it's that I admitted dumb shit. And I'm going to say this. Whether he didn't do or didn't do what he did, whatever. This was the dumbest. The dumbest. No, not the coolest, the dumbest thing he has ever, him and his peoples, whoever put this out, the dumbest shit they've ever done. Now, let me just make sure I get this correctly. You're going to put out an album called I Admit It and think that this shit is gonna just skate by. And then the funny shit is his record label, I think it's Sony, put out a statement saying, "Oh, we have not released any music from R. Kelly." So how the fuck did this get on every platform around? Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. Yeah, again, they had it pulled. But how to get to every one of these damn things? Every one of them. The three top: Apple, Spotify, and Tidal. It was all on it. All on it. If y'all didn't release it. Y'all just had to, I think y'all released it, tried to sneak it in there, and then y'all got so much backlash, y'all had to say, "Oh, we didn't do it," and have the platforms pull it down. Because really, it's no fault of Tidal, Apple, or Spotify. They just play what you allow them to post. So, moving on. So let me just review the album real quick before I get to giving out R. Kelly the get the fuck out of here award. Wait, before make sure. Not only am I going to review this album, but this album is going to get the fuck out of here award. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, like I said, the album opens up with a couple bangers. Couple bangers. Couple bangers. Let me see if maybe I could pull up the track listing because I don't have that here. There it is. Let's see. Oh. All right. So here goes the track listing. It opens up with Air and Planet, which couple bangers. Like I said, I Found Love was pretty good. I Got It. It's Where's the Love when you need it. Good Old Days. I Know You Got a Man. I Don't Care. Freaky Sensation. She Deserved. The Last Man Standing. And then it's I Admit It Part 1, 2, and 3. Let me start by saying this. This album is awful. Like I said, it opens up with a couple bangers that are, that are worthy of R. Kelly music. They're a couple bangers. I ain't gonna lie. But the reason this album is awful is first, this is not an R. Kelly album. It's like he tried to play to the masses. It's like when people get songs, and it's like when people try to do what the young people are doing today. That's where I should go with that. Nah, bro, stay away. Secondly, why this album is horrible is that it really doesn't sound good like that. The sonically is not that great. It's not something I would listen to on a repeat cycle, like Double Take, I'm a Double Up, or the R album, or Chocolate Factory, where it just feels like, those are the things you would those are albums I keep on repeat. And yes, I do listen to R. Kelly music, folks. I can separate the man from the music. Yeah, people are like, oh, he's using him for inspiration. Why is it that I have to conflate him and his music? Again, you know how to find me if you feel like I should conflate him with his music. And then I'll tell you why I'm never going to conflate him and his music. But let's go to what makes this the worst album ever, and the worst album he could have put out, and why he's getting the Get the Fuck Out of Here award. At the end, you have I Admit It Part 1, 2, and 3. And basically, this nigga is trying to, in those 3 parts of the song, trying to I guess you want to say justify what the fuck he did by saying, I admit I made mistakes, dyslexia and all that other shit. I got touched this a little. Motherfucker, that don't mean shit. You hurt a bunch of young ladies, underage ladies. Dude, you's a fucking pedophile. And just for you to admit it just means, okay, you did what you did. It kind of makes me feel like you knew what the fuck was wrong. It kind of makes me feel like, dude, you're trying to justify everything you've done where it comes to these young ladies. Now, I'm going to say this. Where were the parents of these young ladies? And he said he did ask in a song, say, why keep your kids away from me? Something like that. It's a line in the song. I do remember it. And he kind of makes sense. Like, why the fuck would you let your 15, 16-year-old daughter be in this grown-ass man's face? And he did say it was about money. But this is where he's fucking wrong no matter what. You knew that. You know you're a star. You know you're a superstar of the highest order. You know everybody's going to be trying, there's people going to be trying to get at you to make sure you got money, to get a piece of that pie. to get you in all types of shit so that you would have to pay out. Probably get pregnant so that you have to take care of them for the rest of their life. People I feel sorry for his kids because they've got to hear and deal with this. But once again, what makes this album horrible is at the end you admit all this shit like motherfuckers give a fuck. You did what you did. It is over. Done with. You're going to jail. You're not going to be in the rest. You're going to be in the rest of your life. Bruh. Like, what would make you do this? And this makes you look more guilty than anything. What would make you do this? I don't know. But at the end of the day, R. Kelly and your I Admit It album, they both get this. Get the fuck out of here! And that's all I'm saying with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was a good, interesting show. I got some things out of my chest, and I finally got to review that R. Kelly album. Once again, I will be back next week, same time, same bat station. We will be here. You know what I'm saying? We're getting close to our Black History Month 50 greatest songs, or my 50 greatest hip hop songs ever. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about it, and I'm looking forward to getting everybody's feedback on the songs. But until next week, everybody knows you can find me on email at sowwhatyousaying5@gmail.com. That's SOWUTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, So What You're Saying, Instagram, So What You're Saying, Twitch TV.tv, So What You're Saying. Please, let's get this Twitch popping. Let's get my Facebook popping. Let's get all the followers and likes we can get up with the show. Let's make it worldwide. But if all else fails, you can always find me at my link tree that will link you to all things So What You're Saying. I want to thank everybody for joining, those who will watch, those who listen, those who watch later on and listen later on. Everybody, have a blessed weekend. Have a blessed upcoming week. And I will see you next Friday.